The Book of the Damned, by Charles Hoyfort, Chapter 8s. Bombardments of this earth. Attempts to communicate. Or visitors to this earth. Long ago, explorers from the moon, taking back with them, as curiosities, perhaps, implements of this earth's prehistoric inhabitants. Wreck, a cargo of such things held for ages in suspension in the Super Sargasso Sea, falling, or shaken, down occasionally by storms. But, by the preponderance of description, we cannot accept that thunderstones ever were attached to handles, or are prehistoric axes. As to attempts to communicate with this earth, by means of wedge-shaped objects especially adapted to the penetration of vast, gelatinous areas spread around this earth. In the Proceedings of the Royal Irish Academy, Volume 9, page 337, there is an account of a stone wedge that fell from the sky, near Cashel, County Tipperary, August 2, 1865. The phenomenon is not questioned, but the orthodox preference is to call it, not axe-like, nor wedge-shaped, but pyramidal. For data of other pyramidal stones said to have fallen from the sky, see Report of the British Association, 1861, page 34. One fell at Sgoli, India, March 6, 1853. Of the object that fell at Cashel, Dr. Houghton says in the Proceedings, a singular feature is observable in this stone that I have never yet seen in any other. The rounded edges of the pyramid are sharply marked by lines on the black crust, as perfect as if made by a ruler. Dr. Houghton's idea is that the marks may have been made by some peculiar tension in the cooling. It must have been very peculiar, if in all airlights not wedge-shaped, no such phenomenon had ever been observed. It merges away with one or two instances known, after Dr. Houghton's time, of seeming stratification in meteorites. Stratification in meteorites, however, is denied by the faithful. I begin to suspect something else. A whopper is coming. Later it will be as reasonable, by familiarity, as anything else ever said. If someone should study the stone of Cashel, as Champollion studied the Rosetta Stone, he might, or, rather, would inevitably, find meaning in those lines, and translate them into English. Nevertheless, I begin to suspect something else. Something more subtle and esoteric than graven characters upon stones that have fallen from the sky in attempts to communicate. The notion that other worlds are attempting to communicate with this world is widespread. My own notion is that it is not attempt at all, that it was achievement centuries ago. I should like to send out a report that a thunderstone had fallen, say, somewhere in New Hampshire, and keep track of every person who came to examine that stone, trace down his affiliations, keep track of him. Then send out a report that a thunderstone had fallen at Stockholm, say. Would one of the persons who had gone to New Hampshire be met again in Stockholm? But, what if he had no anthropological, lapidarian, or meteorological affiliations, but did belong to a secret society? It is only a dawning credulity.